Hey, what's up, Mega Like Geeks and Freaks? Happy May 20th, Saturday. I went from the most beautiful weather this week to nothing but rain today. With rain, sometimes comes problems. So let's get to the opening so we don't go too deep into the non-toy shit. So today, I got a few packages today besides the new lawnmower blades that I received, which took forever to get here. I got a few pieces in. One of them I'm very excited to have. Actually, three of them I'm very excited to have, but one's especially cool. So this is, I guess this works on batteries. I don't know. I guess it does. Does this work on batteries? It does. All right. This is, yeah, it does. There's a battery goes inside. Okay, so this is the Kenner Scout signal flash. You can tell it looks like a kind of a 60-gallon drum, and it's got this light on the back. I don't know if it just broke when I pushed it or not. But it comes from the Kenner Scout series, and it goes with the it's like the base tower, which is this giant tower structure, kind of like the G.I. Joe training tower. And I don't have that yet. Brian Sanchez is getting that packed up for me to send over. But apparently this works on batteries, and the switch just broke or what. I think it might just broke. But anyway, regardless, very excited. So it sits on top of the tower. I asked Sanchez if it had it. He said no. So it's like, all right, well, let's get it because it's cheap. But typical flashlight structure. You can see there's a little flashlight. There's a little flashlight light bulb inside, old school. And I guess this is supposed to be a signaling button or something. That's what I guess it is. I'm not sure if it works. It looked like it was there, and I pushed it, and all of a sudden it went. So I don't know if it was just stuck or what. I guess we'll find out. Anyway, spotlight's on you. Okay. Let's go to the next package. I'm going to open that one last. I'm going to open this one next. This is, I like to call, this would be a Danny Gates favorite, if you will. And I think this is the second one I got. The reason I got it is because the first one I paid a ridiculous amount for. This one's out on eBay. Nobody bid on it. And I was like, okay, is there something wrong with it? Is it dropped in dog shit? Don't know, but nobody bid on it, so I got it for $29.99 plus shipping, plus eBay is ridiculous. Have to pay tax, although it's not really their fault. But I can thank our wonderful U.S. government for that. Even though we have to pay tax all over the world, which is absolutely ridiculous. But why I'm paying tax to Italy and the Netherlands, I don't know. I guess the simple answer is don't buy shit from there, right? Although all the good, hard-to-find shit that we can't find here is all over there, so it is what it is. So we live with it. So be on. What's up, Mr. Tony May? Hello, David Alexander. Somebody else is creeping around in there. I see there's 3 people on Facebook. If you're posting messages on Facebook and I'm not responding to you right now, it's because you don't allow Facebook to have access to the chat on here. So that's why I won't see it. That's okay. Post a link a million times. If you haven't gotten it by now, no worries. I'll look at your post later and off we will go. All right. Let's get this bad boy open, shall we? Not been the best day today. We all have our shit days, and today was an especially shit day. And so not having it with people today. So if you got anything you got to say, get off your chest with me. Please do so now, because I'm raring to go. All right, let's get this open. And we'll see. All right, so this is made by Durham Industries. I've showed you one of these before. Oh, it's actually not ripped. I thought it was ripped. It's just creep. It's made by Durham Industries. It was another one of their button on the back, arm does action thing. This one actually waves the flag. This is the Durham's Daredevil Rider, Durham Industries. This was made way back in the 70s, and this was obviously during the Evel Knievel phase. And you can see he's got a little checkered flag in there, and you push the button on his back, and he just waves it, down or up, whichever direction you start his arm. But the graphics are really cool. It's amazing these toys were so cheap. This one says Grants, but there's no, I can't see the price because it's, we have a Grants because it's worn off. And so be it. But I thought it was actually paper missing on the back. It's actually just folded. In the picture, this looked white, so it looked like they tore a layer of the cardboard off. But no, it's good. I mean, it's a little dusty and cloudy, but the artwork on there is just fantastic. It's a really cool figure. Not recommended for children under 3 years of age. These were made so cheap. If you've never owned a Durham figure, I know David Ian has quite a collection. I sent one of these loose to Danny Gates. I think some other guys have them. You've probably seen the Kung Fu figure. It looks like Bruce Lee in the 8-inch. They made these figures as well. Then there was the Young Kung Fu, which I have a few of those over there, and that looks like the young grasshopper from the TV show Kung Fu. But these are, the card art on them is just amazing. And for 99 cents or whatever they were back in the day, like, they did a great job. They really did. I mean, the figures are cheap as shit. And they were made to be cheap. They were rack toys, and they were sold at Woolworths. Matter of fact, some of them say Durham. Like you'll see down here, it says Durham, but the big D, it's under there. You can see it. And then other ones, they didn't put Durham on here. They actually kind of took the Durham off the title, and it would actually say FW Woolworth at the bottom. So we're sold at Woolworths. So I thought that was pretty cool. So he's the second one of these that I got, and I thought he was pretty cool. And for the price, I wasn't going to say no. What am I missing? Commentary. Let's see. Hi, Lou. Is that a ghetto bat signal? That is a ghetto bat signal. I had maybe about 10 GI Adventure Team Joes as a kid, some talkers, but looks like a little bit. I've collected a few, David. I haven't got anything crazy, just a few things and some knockoffs and stuff, but yeah. Let's see. I had maybe about 10. Oh, okay. So, David, you came as David Alexander. Then you also came in as, or you changed to nostalgic for the 70s. I had maybe about 10. I thankfully never owned a Durham figure. Yeah, they're pretty cheap. I never had them as a kid either. They're actually pretty cheap. Oh, I guess they strap my mail to it. Okay, that's for me. I don't know what. I don't know. So this is basically the piece that I really wanted today to show you. I've wanted this for some time. Never came across one. And then after a discussion with two other people, Brian Sanchez and Danny Gates, one late night, I said, let me take a look and see if there's any out there because I hadn't seen them before. And although the box has been crushed, I'm hoping the figure's okay. There were two. It's not complete if I remember, and I do believe I have some of the pieces loose. And you'll see in a moment why. While we're on this topic, Redbox did a lot of cool toys. I think the divers are some of the ones they're the most famous for. And I've talked about this many, many times in the past. Amazing how they wrap this figure in one piece of newspaper and stick it in here. And the box got crushed. If it's broken, I'm going to be really annoyed. Hopefully not, because they weren't made very strong. So this is a Redbox. Well, he was supposed to be a 12-inch diver, and it looks like he's an 8-inch diver. So I think I either looked at the wrong one or they categorized him wrong, because that sure as hell doesn't look like 12 inches to me, does it? Regardless, it's okay because I collect these things like crazy. So let's go take a look. Maybe I looked at it wrong. Let's go see what it says. I'm going to go out, take a look at my account, and either somebody can't measure or most likely more like somebody like me didn't read at that time of the morning. So it was late. Let's see what we have. God, I could have sworn it said 12-inch. That's what she said. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Well, maybe it doesn't. Oh, you know why? I think I know why. I thought it was 12-inch. I know why. Oh, you son of a bitch. Okay, I know why. Well, I didn't pay much for it. I actually it cost more to ship it than to pay for it. So this is this a Redbox? This is the Redbox one. Hang on. Yeah, this is definitely the Redbox one. So this is a Redbox diver. I have one in the box. You can tell because one of the things is on the back of his helmet. You can see the R. It says Redbox there underneath that strap. I thought this was a 12-inch one. Apparently, it is not. This is the 8-inch one. Honestly, I don't think I've ever had one loose before on the 8-inch scale, but you can see it's very cheap plastic. I don't even want to try and take it out because the plastic gets so old and brittle, but let's see if we can, is this one? No, this one doesn't, that's interesting. That's really interesting. He doesn't have the opening mask, but you see he has the kind of the G.I. Joe. It's not really the G.I. Joe hand, but they kind of change the hands look a little bit. Give me a second. Let me go look at the one I have the box, because for some reason this one looks different. I love you too, man. You don't have to be sorry, sweetheart. So many things in life you have to worry about. Let's do a little show and tell, shall we? Let's do a little show and tell. All right, do a little show and tell for these guys today, Amanda. No, you don't have to be quiet. You're fine. Okay, so I'll show you a few things. Different. There's so many versions of the diver. That G.I. Joe diver really spawned off a lot of knockoff or other companies that kind of knock it off. So this is a Redbox diver. The mask doesn't open. He is missing a few pieces. I'm sorry. It's not a Redbox diver. This is an M-Toy diver. Give me a second. This is the Redbox diver. Okay, they look pretty similar. This one, the mask opens, but the hinge is so old it just basically pops off. But the figures are pretty much the same crap thing. You can see the hands, or this one are kind of two hands pointing down. This one kind of has the pointing finger. That's kind of one way to determine between Redbox or not. Also, if it's marked on the back, Redbox. This one also, I believe he has, looks like he has numEgo boots on. Nope, these are the actual boots. Okay, just confirm it. So he has the regular boots, but these boots are just 8-inch Action Jackson boots, believe it or not. Look like G.I. Joe. He's missing his metal shoes. He's missing, actually, you can see here. Here's a box. Here's one version of the box version. This is the diver, Operation Attack. There's also I think the deep sea diver. But this is what he looks like. He's got a whole bunch of parts in there. And you can see it's a Redbox toy. They did really good graphics on him. They had the air. They had all the same shit basically you got in the G.I. Joe set. Even the knife is a knockoff. Everything's a knockoff of it. Little plastic gloves and so on. But the figures are really, really cheap. I'll show you another one. This is M-Toy Action Deep Sea Diver, which is, again, a G.I. Joe knockoff, but they did really good. I like the artwork they did on them. They did a great job. Even the sides. Everything was just really good painting job. This is M-Toy, which is this guy here, which is essentially the same as the Redbox. Very, very similar. You can see some of the colors are different and so on, but they all came with the same accessories. This guy just happens to be missing some. A little bit different on the helmets. This one's marked Redbox, where the other one isn't. Here's a smaller version. This is about a 5-inch Marks version of the same diver. Now he's missing one of his metal shoes. You can see still the knife. All the same, basically the same parts. He's missing some few pieces, but this is kind of a neat piece. This is this is an older Marks figure, but it's that same cheap plastic. If you drop it, it'll just shatter to a million pieces. So that was kind of cool. Yeah, so I have a couple M-Toys. These are very hard to find, the M-Toys. I thought I was getting the 12-inch diver because it said Action Man, G.I. Joe, but he didn't put the size. I just assumed he thought it'd be 12-inch because that's not what G.I. Joe's size is. However, I have yet to have one loose, and I've never seen one without the gloves off because mine's in the box. I haven't opened it, so there you go. Now I can see, and that's actually cool. So I'll have to keep going looking for all that. All right, so let's see. Let's see, 8-inch figures are better than 12-inch figures anyway. Who is Custom God? I don't know. I forget who that is. Is that Koi? I forget. I don't remember. The moon set with the little astronauts and the rover, David Alexander, I remember that. I believe I had one of those at some point. Let's see. I looked up some of those home figures here. Yeah, they're not cheap, Tony. They're very expensive. They used to get them for $10, $15, $30. The most I ever paid for one back then was $110. That was the Fly. And I think it was the first Tomlin or second Tomlin that I bought. I just thought it was cool because it was the Fly. And it looked like numEgo, but it was nowhere near it in the end, right? But yeah, they do go for a bit. Custom God, I can't remember who that is. I know who it is. Oh, Lonnie. Yes, Lonnie. I'm sorry. There you go. Now I remember. Okay. Yeah, that's the booty pinching action hand. That is true, Tony May. That is the booty pinching action hand. I've never seen what these. You know what? Can I get this apart without destroying it? You guys want to see if we can get it apart without breaking it? Okay, so the ankles So the body's a blow mold body. Okay. I can see. I don't know why somebody would put tape on this. It's like old ass nasty tape. We're getting rid of that because all it's going to do is ruin it. Why did they put tape on there? Maybe that's how it came in the box. I don't think so, but it looks like that's the way it came in the box. We're taking that off because it's nasty. All right, so we've got, you see it's got the blow mold feet. They're just blow mold feet. They're blow mold hands. The heads, if I remember correctly, that really fragile stuff. Let me see if I can unclip all this without breaking it. Honest to God, I'm terrified to break it because it's really old plastic. Oh, that just came right off. Okay. All right. Oh, yeah. I'm actually afraid to move the plastic because the plastic, it's like waterproof plastic, but I can hear it crinkling. Makes me think like maybe it's going to want to rip. So let's not do that. Let's just say we imagine what it looks like. It's fragile, and we're just going to have to take a leap of faith what I'm telling you, that it's very fragile. Okay. So I'm going to show you guys one more thing, which I did a video last night, but I'm going to show it here one more time. So I went to see, believe it or not, Fast and Furious 10, which was, I'm not saying anything about the movie, other than if you thought 9 was ridiculous, they put a car in space. Where do you see this shit? But what they did have, which I actually thought was I thought it was like a die-cast, not die-cast, I thought it was like a car, as far as like, one of those you go to Walmart and buy. Had this. It's actually it's a collectible popcorn holder. So what happens is the whole top of the car lifts up like this, and you can put your popcorn inside. I'm not quite sure why anybody would do that. You take this out of the box, filled with popcorn, hasn't been washed or anything yet. But the wheels roll, and it's a pretty decent sized car. It's about 14, 16 inches maybe. Should we give it a 10? Let's see. We've got, it's about 16, 17 inches, maybe 16 inches. Or 15 inches. It's actually a pretty cool car. I got a couple of them. Why? I don't know. Who the fuck knows? But they were $50 a piece for a piece of plastic, and it's pretty blow mold, but it's nice. It comes in a decent box. Probably one of the nicer ones that they had. I think the other one that went for crazy big money was the Doctor Strange orange box that they sold, and they also had the Dungeons and Dragons, like, I don't know, 20-sided dice, whatever it was. That thing went out in minutes. The Batman helmet went out. We got the Ant-Man ones, Amanda and I. And they're the only ones that we actually pulled out. So that's kind of that. But yeah, that's what we have for today. Not a whole lot. It's been a little bit of a trial today with just getting things going. So I'm going to go back into my kitchen. I'm going to go back to work on some things there. I got a few things I need to do, and I'm going to try and take a rest from the world and get dinner ready for tonight. I think tonight we're going to do chicken parm. What do you think, Amanda? Chicken parm? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway. What's that? Maybe over spaghetti. All right. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a really, really great Saturday. I hope you have a great weekend. Make sure you guys go out and post. Mm-hmm. Go out and post your collections. You can do lives. It's funny, I say this all the time, but Max Overnighter, who never did a live before, I think he does more than anybody now. And he does a good job. So anybody can do it. Post lives all day long. It's nice to see your pictures and your collections. Don't ever think your collection is too small or anything like that. It never is. And there's always something somebody can learn from you or appreciate. And just share. That's what it's all about, right? It's about community. It's about helping each other out. All right, guys. Have a great Saturday. Hope everything's great.